I was in a difficult marriage for 14 years. It was emotional, spiritual, financial, verbal abuse. It was one early morning in January. All of a sudden, he came running up the stairs and just angry, yelling at me and blaming me for things. And then he grabbed my wrist, and I'm like, and he was really close to me, and I thought, uh-oh, this might be the time he might be physical with me. So I ran downstairs, grabbed my purse and keys, and I left the house at 2 or 3 in the morning. And I just stayed in my car pending the abuse recovery and ministry services, um, a weekly support class for people who are being abused. And when I was sharing some prayer requests with that group, that's when um, the leader of the class mentioned about loving. This volunteer brought me upstairs, had some things already um, set aside for me, like a skillet and different things like that. But then they took me into the room and they said, well, here are other things, home items, and please go through them. And if there's something you need or want, please feel free to do it. And I'm like, wow. So I grabbed me a dish towel or two and just some other little items that meant a lot to me. At the end, they asked if they could pray for me, which I said yes. And so um, they prayed with me. And I didn't feel like I was being judged because I was asking for help. And they genuinely cared for me. I could tell it wasn't like, it just felt like I could feel the Holy Spirit there. And I just, and those prayers were really special for me because I, I, the Lord is good, but it's nice to have others there with you and lay their hands on you. So I left the that ministry just feeling like, okay, God, your hand is in this, faith and finances. There I learned more about finances and paying off debt, which I knew some of this stuff, but it's the activities we did and the discussions and talking about our homework, 'cause we did have homework. And um, so it was very beneficial. And I still save my receipts and write my expenses down like we had to all during that course. I finished that class. And then in September of 2024, they offered the affirming potential. It was very enjoyable. I learned a lot, especially for the timing of me, because the hopes and dreams I had a few years back, it mostly included my ex. And so it was a great time for me to think, okay, God, what are my dreams now? What do you want me to do? Those two classes, it was so good for me. And I'm an introvert, but I also, during this time of my divorce and a little before that, I self-isolated. I didn't feel like I was worth much, and I was beat down so much by my ex that I just felt like, okay, I can't be around people because of the things he says I am. And God worked with me on that to teach me while I'm working. And the therapist suggested that I do some volunteering. And I'm like, oh, I have to be with people. And it's just I like people, but at the state of mind I was in, it was just easier to be a hermit. So that's when I attended their July volunteer meeting, the introduction, just to understand more about it. And I talked to Jolene a little bit more, and I thought, there is a place for me. I can work on the database in the background. and that suits me just fine. So I started in August of 2024, and I've been doing it since then, and it's been such a joy because I met other volunteers and I consider them like my friends, and we all love Christ, and we're doing good things, and we have laughs and sharing. So it's been really good for me and giving back to the community, giving back to loving. Um, so what they did for me during that time of my life was so precious to me. And I just wanted to have other neighbors experience what I did when they're in need. Loving, they do change lives. I know God changed lives, but I mean, loving is the one that does reaches out and prays with you. And people know that they don't have to be ashamed when they call and that we're willing to listen.